Ozzie Guillén and Bobby Jenks were once part of a magical 2005 Chicago White Sox team that captured the franchise's first World Series title since 1917. Guillen, the outspoken and fiery manager, and Jenks, the hard-throwing closer, seemed like a perfect match in that magical run. But only a few years later, their relationship would deteriorate into a public feud filled with finger-pointing, accusations, and bitter words that revealed deep tensions behind the scenes of that championship team. The conflict didn't boil over until after Jenks left the White Sox. In December 2010, Jenks signed with the Boston Red Sox after 6 seasons in Chicago. Not long after his departure, Jenks made headlines by publicly criticizing the White Sox organization, particularly Guillen. He accused the manager of creating a toxic clubhouse environment and blamed him for lacking professionalism. Jenks also suggested that Guillen was more focused on self-promotion than leadership, saying, "I'm looking forward to playing for a manager who knows how to run a bullpen." Guillen, never one to back down from a public spat, responded swiftly and with characteristic bluntness. Using his Twitter account and interviews with reporters, Guillen fired back, defending his leadership and criticizing Jenks for his lack of accountability. Guillen insinuated that Jenks had off-the-field issues, including poor conditioning and attitude problems, and claimed the White Sox had protected Jenks from public embarrassment many times during his tenure. "Why didn't you tell the truth?" Guillen said, referencing personal issues that the team had covered up. "We did everything for him. I'm not going to take the blame for what he did." The feud also pulled in Guillen's family, especially his son Ozzie, who had previously worked in the White Sox front office and had a habit of airing grievances on Twitter. Ozzie Guillén unleashed a series of tweets defending his father and accusing Jenks of being lazy, ungrateful, and a clubhouse problem. The comments escalated the situation and made it clear that the bad blood ran deep. What made the feud particularly ugly was the contrast between the past and present. In 2005, Jenks had been a key cog in the bullpen and a major reason the White Sox stormed through the postseason. Guillen had trusted a young, flame-throwing right-hander with the biggest outs of the World Series. For that trust to turn into bitterness and betrayal was a jarring development for fans who had once seen the two as part of an unbreakable brotherhood. Over time, the feud faded from the headlines, but the wounds likely never healed. Jenks struggled with injuries and personal issues after leaving Chicago, while Guillen's managerial career would soon come to an end in Miami in 2012 after a disastrous year with the Marlins. Neither man has publicly reconciled or softened their stance much since their war of words in 2011. Ultimately, the feud between Ozzie Guillén and Bobby Jenks stands as a reminder that championship glory doesn't always lead to lifelong bonds, and that in baseball, egos and emotions often last longer than success.